I'm a mom first, so I'm never gonna cut into time with my family to do my business.
I recently sat down with Bonnie from Concrete Barn Co., and we had an awesome discussion about how she grew her business so big part-time that she needed to get a second laser. She just couldn't accomplish what she needed to in the time that she had available. We talked about balance with family and her full-time job, and also she gave some great advice for beginners. Welcome, Bonnie from Concrete Barn Co. Let's start from the beginning. Who you are, what you do in your business, and how long you've been at it.
I started doing laser cutting and engraving in March 2020. Horrible timing. I saw an ad for Glowforge. I forget where I even saw it. And I was like, that thing is so cool. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole, like in the community forums, looking up YouTube videos, looking at all the different things I could make. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need one of these. This is so cool. I can't believe I can have this in my house. So yeah, and then ordered it February 2020, got it a week before everything got shut down in March 2020, and I lost daycare and was working from home. So I knew I wanted to turn it into a business, but because of the climate of the world, I didn't want to put any pressure on myself to make back the money right away because I didn't want to take the fun out of it. So a lot going on at once. My daughter was only 19 months old and no daycare and working from home, and then trying to start a business was a lot. So I basically just started out making things for her. So I made her a name puzzle. I made her a little toy trailer that her calico critters could go into.
Oh, cute.
And stuff like that. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got started, and it's just kind of grown from there.
So you're still part-time.
Yeah, so I just do this on the side. I have a full-time 8 to 4 job in project management. This is like the creative, fun stuff that I get to do.
And how many hours a week are you able to do this?
Usually I work during my lunch break and then after my daughter goes to bed at night. So usually a couple hours a day. Sometimes I can sneak in a few more.
I feel like you've been able to do a lot with not that much time. You have a really big presence on social media, and it seems like your business is doing really well.
Yeah, it is. My full-time job is definitely restricting the amount that I can do with my laser stuff because time for me is the biggest challenge. I don't have enough time to do everything that I want. I always have a list in my phone of all the new products that I want to try or new things that I want to try making. That is like 20 to 30 items long, and it's just like finding the time to actually make them, list them, and all that stuff. That's the biggest challenge. That's why I ended up getting a second laser, because now I can do stuff a lot faster with 2 lasers than one. So it helped my productivity a lot to have two.
So you got your new laser how many months ago?
I think I got it December 2021. Yeah.
Okay.
So December. So right after the Christmas rush ended. So I just barely made it through with my sanity and then got the new laser. It was supposed to come in, I think, September or October, which is why I got that one, because I wanted it before the Christmas rush, because the year before was just insane for Christmas for me. So that's why I got that one. But then it ended up being delayed because of the whole global shipping delays and all that. It wasn't a terrible thing because then I actually had time to learn it, because I had closed my shop for December just to get all my orders out and have a little break for Christmas, and then gave me time to actually learn a whole new system.
How did you decide it was time to add the new laser? And then what was your research process when you were choosing the one you chose?
I just didn't have enough time. I had to stop making things for people. I had to start saying, no, I'm sorry. Like, I'm at capacity. I can't take any more orders. And to me, like, I'm a mom first, so I'm never going to cut into time with my family to do my business. That's just not what I want to do. That's great for some people, but I also have a full-time job, so I have the luxury of having a steady income, so I don't have to do this and have it cut into my family time. So for me, it's like I'm making money, but I'm also doing something that I really love. I just don't want to cut into family time. So the Glowforge, like, it's slower compared to like an industrial laser like I got. I started researching what would be faster, and I found a company in Canada out of Manitoba called TTP Lasers. I joined their Facebook group and everyone raved about their support, which is something that I was looking for because I was nervous to make the jump because Glowforge is so easy, so plug and play.
Right.
You get started in like 20 minutes, right? And you're already making something amazing. The industrial laser world is so different. It's all new software. There's so many variables. It's like crazy. The support that TTP offers is amazing. Like I've FaceTimed with the owner of the company several times if I have issues. Yeah. So when I first got my laser, it wasn't cutting and I couldn't figure out why. And they were like, oh yeah, just FaceTime us. No problem. It's a family run company. So the community is amazing. It's a very small community compared to the Glowforge community, which is huge. It's awesome. So they FaceTimed with me and we figured out, oh, one of my mirrors wasn't aligned, so the laser beam wasn't actually going ahead properly, which is why it wasn't cutting. But like you would never have that with Glowforge.
Right. Right.
You would never have that issue, right? But yeah, we got it resolved and they've been amazing. I'm super happy with it. But I still also use both lasers because two is better than one, right?
If you were to think about going back to the beginning, when you saw the Glowforge and you had said, I'm going to jump right to this other industrial laser, could you imagine doing that? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if not for the learning curve, if for the price point, I can't imagine buying something for like $10,000 that you've never used before. You have no experience. You like have no idea what you're doing. To me, like I don't have that kind of disposable income where I can just buy like a $10,000 item and not know anything about it or if I'm even going to like it. Like for me, I've always been crafty, so I've done a lot of things in the past. Like I'll learn how to crochet, I'll learn how to like do fondant cake decorating, like watercolor. I took fashion design in school, so I know how to sew and pattern draft. But for me, like I'll start doing something and then I'll master it or learn it, and then I'm bored of it. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. I did it. I showed that I can do it. Now I'm done. So for me, I didn't want to buy a laser and then like 6 months later be like, oh, I'm bored of this because it's a big investment, right? So that was another reason why I wanted to start with Glowforge because it is a little bit of a lower price point to see if it would keep my attention for more than 6 months or a year because yeah, I like to move on to something new and exciting. That's the beauty of a laser. You can do so many different things that I'm not bored of it yet.
Did you have any prior businesses with any of the crafts that you did before?
I did. Years ago, I lived in Toronto and I sold little concrete planters.
Is that where the name
Hence
came
the
from?
name of my business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did that like a lifetime ago before I was married, moved to the suburbs and had a kid and all that. And then I shut that down to do all that stuff when we were moving. And then I just never got back into it because I was kind of bored of it. Yeah. And then I found Glowforge and was like, oh, this is so cool.
How do you find inspiration? You have both a very clear market, a very clear niche, however you say it, of kids, right? And you've had like very consistent products, but you're continually adding new things that it's very clear your customer would want. How do you go about that? How do you find the inspiration? How do you focus on getting it right?
I don't know. I feel like anyone who you ask this question to, they're always like, you can find inspiration everywhere, which is so cliche, but it's true. Like I get inspiration from like people on Instagram who do like cake decorating. I get inspiration from Pinterest when I'm researching what I want my daughter's next birthday party to be. Like she said she wanted a pink dinosaur party. So I'm on Pinterest looking up pink dinosaurs. I'm not on Pinterest looking up laser cut goods. I'm looking up things that are going on in my own life, right? I might see something like I saw a piñata on Pinterest and I was like, oh, I could make a piñata on my laser. Like I can cut cardboard. I could design a 3D dinosaur for my daughter's party and make a piñata. Like I could totally do that. It's stuff like that. Like I didn't specifically like think of that in my head and was like, it just came out of nowhere. It was like, oh, it would be cool to do a piñata because she's turning 4. She could actually like hit a thing now. Yeah. So stuff like that. And then my customers come up with some of the best ideas too. A lady just the other day was like, I'm having a fruit themed birthday party for my daughter. She's turning 5. I was like, okay, that's cool. She sent me an inspiration picture of a balloon garland. So I pulled the colors from the balloon garland and made the fruit in those kind of like neon colors for the cake topper. Inspiration really comes to me from everywhere.
And where do you find most of your customers? How do they find you?
Instagram for sure. Yeah. And word of mouth. I'm not in any retail stores. And Etsy, I suppose, brings some of my customers because that's where I sell through Etsy. So I'm sure some people find me through search, but a lot of people find me through Instagram.
You have a very clear aesthetic on Instagram. Was that something that you intentionally did? Just happened to like?
I don't know. I struggled in the beginning where I would always work at night because that was the only time that I had. And then I would have to wait till the next day to have daylight to take good pictures because my lighting, I was working in my basement. Now I'm in the garage, but in the basement, the lighting was awful, especially at night. So I invested in a light box, which if you go way back in my Instagram feed, you can tell when I switched from no light box to light box. And then I think that's what makes my photos all cohesive is having that light box. It was a total game changer, and I could then take my pictures at night as soon as my orders were done and ship them out. It made a big difference in my productivity too.
And you said you do only sell on Etsy and in
Yeah.
local markets, and like you do pop-ups and
Yeah, I do pop-ups, yeah.
And have you found that that is sufficient for what you want right now? Are you thinking about investing in your own site? Because, you know, one of the things I think a lot of people struggle with when they're getting started is there's so much advice coming in. You must have an email list. You must have a Shopify account. You know, I went on a rant about Shopify versus Etsy. And what have you found that you're like, I'm willing to tackle these things in this order, or this might be the milestone that I'm thinking about for the next thing?
I don't really know. The thing is, I can't really get more busy because I can't handle any more orders. For me, it's tricky because I'm kind of at this point where I can't take any more customers. Like sometimes I have to be like, oh, I have this cool thing I want to post on Instagram, but I don't want to post it because my order queue is too long right now, and that causes me stress when it gets too long and I'm not really beating my turnaround time that I have listed on Etsy. So yeah, I don't know what the next step for me is. I would love to do this full time, but it's hard to give up a full-time gig for the unknown.
It seems like to me you would do more products first before you would do like a new site.
Yeah, the thing with like Etsy versus your own site is Etsy brings you customers, which would never find you otherwise. I can't tell you the last time I Googled something I wanted to purchase. Never. Like I would look on a specific site. I would look on Instagram. I would look on wherever, Amazon. I would search on Etsy if it's a handmade product. I'm not Google searching dinosaur pinata. I would look for that on Etsy. Like, I don't know if that's just me because I sell on it too, but yeah. And then it kind of terrifies me to have my own site if anything were to ever happen to my Instagram, which is a scary thing. Like lots of people's accounts getting hacked. And if people stop using Instagram, how are my customers going to stay in touch? I should probably go to TikTok, but I just don't have the capacity to do both.
Right.
And I don't want to figure something out. I'm too old to figure out something new. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I'm going to keep releasing new products because that's what is fun for me and what keeps me engaged in doing this. If I was just making the same thing over and over and over again, I would be done like a long time ago.
Have you learned any new crafts, like entirely new things, mediums and things since you got your laser that you're like, I never would have gone into this had I not been bouncing around?
Not really, because I probably would have done it already. I'm like the type of person where I'm like, I see something or I think of something that I want to make and I do it like I want to do it like right away, especially if it's something super cool.
You said you have a design background, fashion design. Did you learn design tool sets like Illustrator or anything like that in school? Like how did you go about that?
I did. So I learned Adobe Illustrator in school, which is not what I use now. I was in school like a long time ago. I remember bits of it, but not a lot. And then before I got married, I bought a Silhouette Cameo. And so I learned that software. I taught it to myself. It's pretty similar to Adobe Illustrator. Like if you know the basics of any design software, I think it's kind of easier to learn another one. So I taught myself that one using like YouTube videos. I never sold any of that stuff. I just made like my own wedding signs. I made like gifts, like heat transfer vinyl stuff for kids. And my sister-in-law had her babies and stuff like that. I still use Silhouette Studio to design 99% of my stuff. I use Lightburn for my new laser to send the designs over there. And I can do some basic designs in Lightburn. It's pretty simple, but I prefer Silhouette Studio still.
That's funny that you learned the one that people are like, oh, it's so intimidating. And you went back to Silhouette.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's that hard. I also know how to like Google things to find out answers. Like you can learn anything on YouTube. Like I learned to change my car battery myself like 10 years ago when my car battery died after a vacation. I was like, oh shoot. And I was like a single girl who lived in the city, so I took the bus up to the car dealership, bought a battery, brought it back because I didn't want to pay for a tow truck to tow my car there.
Well done.
So yeah,
What would you say has been the most exciting day so far in your business?
probably meeting people who I've met online and developed relationships with and become friends with, and then meeting them in person finally at like markets and stuff like that.
What do you like most in your business?
Ooh, probably trying new things, coming up with new product,
And what do you like least?
shipping fees, creating product listings. I hate making listings. I actually outsource my product descriptions now for my listings, which has helped me massively. So before I would have like stacked on my desk a bunch of products that I've made several months ago that I haven't listed yet because I just hate making product descriptions. I hate writing. Like, that's not my thing. I'm not good at it. I would write a product description like flower press. That's it. Like, that's my description. So I outsource that to a friend of mine now who does copywriting, and she writes the most beautiful product descriptions for me, which is amazing. And it saves me a huge amount of time, and it helps me sell more because first of all, her descriptions are way better than mine. And second of all, I can just send her, okay, I need this, this, and this listing, and she'll actually do it for me. Whereas I will procrastinate it forever.
How did you even know that was a thing you could do, that you could outsource that?
She used to make kids' toys and she shut down that business. And always, like, even her Instagram captions were always amazing. And I would say, hey, this is amazing. Can you write my product descriptions for me? Like, I hate doing it. She was like, yeah, I can do that. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So she just started doing it.
What did you obsess over in your business that you're glad you did?
Learning a ton about it before I got any kind of laser. Like, I was obsessed with learning about all the things I could make, like how it works. Back then, there weren't that many YouTube videos about Glowforge. So I think I watched like every single one that was out there. And like, I would read the community forums every day, learning about what people were making, learning about what settings were and all that kind of stuff. And then by the time I got my machine, I already had designs ready to go because I already knew what I was doing because I had done so much research.
It's a consistent suggestion I've heard from other people is like, while you're waiting,
Yes,
start
do
designing.
something.
Yeah, start learning the tool set. Because I think people get hung up like that the Glowforge software is going to be something that it isn't. You can design in it, but it's not a primary design tool. Understand what you want to make before, do your research, understand settings, those sort of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Make a list of things you want to make.
Did you invest in a whole bunch of different materials when you started, or did you have like a set?
No. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this was, all I need to buy is wood. I'm just going to buy one kind of wood. It stores flat. It ships flat. Like, I'm not going to have a whole bunch of inventory on hand, which is just like sitting money in my eyes. Here we are. I have like water bottles, silicone cups, silicone bits, water bottle. Like, I have all like a ton of different colors of acrylic. So obviously my plan didn't really go in the direction I thought. But that's okay. That's what makes it fun.
What's your favorite of the new things you added after wood? What's your favorite to do?
I really like doing the little silicone cups for toddlers. My daughter she has 3 of them, loves hers. So that's probably my favorite. And then acrylic too, just because there's so many fun options. And then like I bought a ton while I was in the States last month. I already want more, and I haven't even used it all yet, obviously.
Okay. What would you say is the best piece of advice you would give someone who is either considering buying a laser, a Glowforge, or something else, or is just starting out a business with their laser?
I would say just do it. Like, I think that a lot of people get hung up on like putting themselves out there and selling things. Like, selling doesn't have to be like used car salesman, like yucky feeling sales. Like, just have fun and get out there and do it would be my advice.
Is there anything you would tell them to help get over themselves to do that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what people really get hung up on specifically about starting, because you hear that a lot, right? Like, oh, I'm just afraid to start, but I don't know why they're afraid to start. So I don't know what advice I would give them.
Do you think showing your face is important?
I think it helps. I think you don't have to. There's definitely a lot of businesses out there that don't show their face that are successful, for sure. But I think it helps build trust when someone knows who they're buying from and you show more of your personality, right?
All right, where can everyone find you?
I'm on Instagram at Concrete Barn Co., all one word pushed together, or on Etsy, same name, Concrete Barn Co.